Hey everyone, I am out here on October 3rd at 10 a.m. It's 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am going to be doing some inspections on a couple of the colonies out here. Just a pre-winter inspection. I've done the mite treatments. All of them are in good shape with mites except for the one on the very end down there. I'm going to do one more treatment on that because I got a count of 6 on my last wash. Anyways, what I'm looking for today, I'm going to just check to see if they're still bringing in pollen, and then I'm going to get in the hive and see what the populations are, see what the brood pattern looks like. They should be winding down on brood a little bit by now, and then the most important thing I want to look for is how much stores are in there in terms of honey for them to overwinter on. This is a 6-frame nuke that I'm going to overwinter, and I'd like to see at least 3 full deep frames of honey, and if not, I'm going to feed these colonies to get them where they need to be, and I'll be feeding a 2-to-1 sugar syrup. So let me open up the hive and see what it looks like in there. Alright, so here's what we got. There's bees, a little bit of bees on this frame, a little more here, and then 1, 2, 3 good seams of bees here and a little bit here. So there's probably like 4 frames of bees in this 6-frame hive. So let's crack some of these frames out and see what we got. Alright guys, so to recap here what we're at, we got no honey on that frame, very little honey on that first frame you're seeing there at the bottom of the screen. Next frame over has a little bit of honey, a little bit of brood. Then the next 2 frames you're seeing there both have a lot of brood. And then the last frame, the 6th frame here, I found the queen. She looks good. There are lots of eggs and young larvae in the hive, so she's still laying. Lots of bee bread, as you can see. And sorry for the camera work, I don't have my tripod. Nothing on that side. So this is just a frame of bee bread. I don't know, I don't see any eggs. I think the queen probably ran over here just because I was going through the hive and she just moved over as far as she could. Alright, I'm going to put this one back together and we'll go to the next one. This one needs to be fed. There's not nearly enough honey in here to get them through winter. So there's less than 1 frame equivalent. Alright, so I'm over here at this Lyson 10 frame here in the middle. I'm going to take this feeder shim off, or spacer. I just had that on there for a mite treatment. So what I'm going to do is do the same thing here. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to go frame by frame, see what the bee bread looks like, honey stores, brood pattern, queen health, brood health, and just make sure they are good to go for winter. These guys washed like a 1 or a 2 on the last check I did just a couple of weeks ago, so they're good on mite treatment. Just going to get inside and make sure they are ready for winter. Just hang out with me and I'll tell you where we're at. So they must be doing this because of the fall flow, because I had this shim on there for a few months and they never did this, but now all of a sudden they are. So I'm gonna have to deal with all this burr comb and then get to the inspection. Alright, so I dealt with all that burr comb. It's all up here. So they built all that burr comb and they had foundation to draw. So this is Premier. It's good foundation. I don't know why. My assumption is they didn't draw it because it was over here on the edge, because they did do all the burr comb right here in the middle. So they didn't use the foundation that I had. But alright, I'm going to get inside of here and start inspecting. Alright, so here's the queen in this hive. She looks good and healthy. There are eggs in here, there's young larvae, good bit of brood, a lot of bee bread. So I'm going to put her back and keep inspecting. Alright guys, so I finished this inspection. What we got is empty. On this far left side it's empty, better comb completely. And then another empty foundation. It's partially drawn. Then another frame with a little bit of honey. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames of brood Only 2 of them have a significant amount of brood. The other 3 just have a little bit. There's also 4 frames that have bee bread on it, and then a good bit of bee bread, I should say. And then there's another empty comb on the far, not the far right, but right here. And then we have about probably 2 to 3 frames equivalent of honey. And for this hive to overwinter, I want to see at least 5 or 6 full frames of honey. So I am going to feed them as well 2-to-1 sugar syrup. That's it for these inspections. I'm going to inspect this one and this one probably tomorrow, but I'm going to cut this video off here. These will be the same inspection. You don't need to see it again on those. I mostly just want to make sure, like I said, that they've got enough to go through winter. For a 10 frame hive like this, I like to see 5 to 6 deep frames of honey, and then I also use Hive Life fondant patty on all of my hives in the winter. So that's just like a little emergency backup use that they have, and I had success with that last winter, and I'm going to do it again. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.